My role is to organise activities, visitors, trips out for the children and young people, and just to make their stay as enjoyable as possible. The favourite thing about my job is the variety and the fact that every day is so different. I can come in and I can spend the day swimming and go bowling, or I can be playing in jelly, and or I come back completely filthy every day.
They're all so different with such varied needs, and knowing that you've really made a difference, you've given them a holiday where they're really enjoying themselves and they get to do things that normally they wouldn't get to. The most telling thing for me is when the parents come to pick them up, and you've never seen people quite so thankful for something. They're so grateful for what they do here and what we do here that you can tell it's making a massive difference to not only the lives of the children and young people, but also to their families.
We use just the computers very regularly, and the head gaze has been very popular as well with our more sensory guys, as it sort of gives them, I mean, they've never had control over computer equipment before, so they sort of, once you see the looks on their faces when they realise they're actually controlling what's happening on the computer, it's quite amazing to see.
This may be the only time they can use a computer, and I think a lot of them enjoy looking at the computers but always need someone else to do it for them, whereas this gives them the independence to use it themselves, really.
I must admit, I'm a great advocate for the hat mouse. I love the hat mouse, and I just love the fact that they can just, move in their own way and as much as they want to, and then they can see that they've had a chance to express themselves. The young girl in the beginning, she started off and it was very, very small, and in the end she covered the whole. You could see her following it and enjoying following the mouse around her.
Mia has quadriplegic cerebral palsy. It affects all of her limbs. She can't walk, she can't talk. She makes her own noises, and we sort of go by Mia's body language to work out what it is that she wants. She has a lot of complex needs. She's diabetic, epileptic, she has weak bones. It's quite complex what she has, but she's a happy little girl and she just loves coming to Naomi House. So I think she just enjoys it so much. They say they make a fuss of her. She relaxes as soon as we walk through the door, and just doing all the fun things that they do here.
I'd say that the touchscreen computer where they can get on and do painting, do activities, has been particularly useful for some of our children because, for example, a little boy that I was working with, he loves to do things creatively. And for him, being able to do what he saw the older kids do and saw siblings and friends doing using technology and be able to go on, but it was something entirely suited to his needs. He liked to go on and finger paint and draw, but he was still identifying himself with what he saw people around him doing.
I suppose the bit of equipment I find that gets used the most really is a lot of the big kind of gadgets that the kids can just press and something happens on the computer, so they might not be able to use the keyboard, or if you had a normal computer they wouldn't be able to use it at all, but this kind of gives them a way of being able to use a computer and seeing there's a reaction to pushing the button and things like that.
So there's a boy who has been using these games that are sort of relevant for sort of probably up to about 7 or 8 year olds. So it's things like custard pie, and you can put photographs of your family on, or your friends on the programme, and you can custard pie them. It's on the eye gaze. Because he can't speak, it allowed him to express himself, and you realise that he was just a cheeky, silly little boy like everybody else is. He just wanted to have fun and make silly noises, and it was just seeing like how much he laughed when he could make silly noises, because he can't do that vocally. It was just, I don't know, it was just fun. It was just nice to see how much fun he was having just being a normal little boy. Yeah, it's lovely.
I thought I was going to have to explain to him how to do it. I didn't know that he had the ability to use it, but in the end he was teaching me how to use it.
And we were using the eye gaze with him on one particular occasion, and it was the absolute joy that you could see on his face at the response and the cause and effect of what he was doing when he really realised that it was exclusively his actions and how he was controlling the device, that meant that he was getting the responses.
Well, I mean, with the communication software, it can literally give people a voice, which can then give them the ability to make decisions, request things, and communicate with other people in a way that they haven't been able to do before. So they can choose what they want for dinner, they can tell you if they want to go to bed, that sort of thing. So, I mean, it's really empowering. And also it gives them sort of an element of control that they may not have ever experienced before. So, I mean, it's literally life-changing. So it's amazing.